Is he really guilty? Is my father really guilty? This is Anthony Ogbewe. If you have not liked and followed this page, please do. This is a true life story. Yes. My mother was sick and seriously sick. She was admitted, getting treatment, but at the same time, the treatment was not very fast. My father went to a place, a church. They told him that the sickness is not physical, that he needs prayer. So that he has to bring my mother to the church. She came and my mother's family, all of them were saying, no, this thing is medical treatment. It's getting better. But my father wanted a fast one. Seeing the wife there, he was not really happy. So after 1 week that she was in the hospital, my father said, this is my wife. This is my wife. He came, he discharged the wife, which is my mother, and took my mother to the church where she was now living. Prayer and every other thing. She was living inside the church. The situation gets worse and worse. Even with the children, we went there to say, Dad, we want to take our mother to the hospital. This thing needs a medical attention. So before you know it, the hand was decaying. He needed chemotherapy, but my father was against chemotherapy. He said he has read it, he was not going to do, and so on and so forth, without going too much in details. So my mother was there. We went to the police. The police said that is the wife, is the husband. So that is the best way he thinks he can treat the husband. He can treat the wife. You know, some of all these African countries, the way they do things is different from the way the Europeans will do. If it was in Europe, maybe they would just force the woman that is sick to the hospital. But in Africa, being that you are the one to pay, nobody force anybody. Yes. Maybe here, when I mean force, in the sense that if your parents or your children will go and report to you as the father that this is the documentation of what my mother is having, they will compel him to take him to the hospital, not to the church. So long story cut short, the situation gets worse, and worse. So my father refused to take my mother there. So the family, they couldn't do anything because he said he paid the bride price, he did everything that is his wife. So they left him and everybody keep praying. Before you know it, they called and said the situation is getting out of hand. So the day they decided to rush her to the hospital, she gave up the ghost. She gave up. Now, my mother's family, they are accusing my father that is the cause, that is guilty of what takes the wife away. So my question is he really guilty? Because now they say he is the cause. Because instead of taking him to the hospital, instead of taking her to the hospital, he took her to church. Now, the day the complication came, before taking her to the hospital, she gave up the ghost. Is my father guilty? Is he the one that caused the passing away of my mother, or was just trying to exercise his faith or what he believes? Please leave your comment at the end of this video so that other persons will learn. Other persons will learn. Please give your honest opinion and advice. I remain your sister, your friend Anthony Ogbewe. See you some other time. Bye.